The second biggest festival of the country, Tihar, also known as the Festival of Lights, is being celebrated across the country with much fanfare. Meanwhile, it's been 10 days since hearings at the Supreme Court has been affected. Justices who had resumed hearings on cases of habeas corpus decided to refrain from the scheduled hearings yesterday, piling pressure on Chief Justice Sholendra Shamsher to resign. The Chief Justice has been in consultation with few justices for a dignified exit from his post. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Justices who had started hearing cases of habeas corpus since Monday boycotted the benches yesterday, piling pressure on Chief Justice to resign. The second biggest festival of the country, Deepavali, begins from today. Tihar and Tihar being observed across the country. Nepal Electricity Authority says general public won't have a shortage of electricity during Tihar, the Festival of Lights. And Pakistan storms into T20 World Cup semi-finals after beating Namibia by 45 runs in Abu Dhabi late last night. The hearing on writs filed at the Supreme Court has been halted for the past 10 days as justices have been boycotting benches demanding the resignation of Chief Justice Sholendra Shamsher. Justices who had begun hearing cases of habeas corpus since Monday, however, boycotted benches yesterday, adding to the pressure on the Chief Justice. Chief Justice Rana allocated 6 benches except for himself to hear on 10 writs related to habeas corpus. Justices during their meeting with the Chief Justice had agreed to hear on writs related to habeas corpus. However, they boycotted bench and mulled over the Chief Justice's proposal for a dignified exit instead to come up with suggestions. Meanwhile, Nepal Bar Association that has been calling for Chief Justice Rana's resignation continued its protest yesterday as well. During yesterday's protest, legal experts urged the legislative to intervene if the Chief Justice does not budge from his stance, citing increasing irregularities in the judiciary and lack of trust on its leadership. The Nepal Electricity Authority has said there will be uninterrupted supply of electricity during the Tihar festival and has encouraged the public to use electric lights, especially on the night of Lakshmi Puja. The demand for electricity is high during Tihar festival. However, due to acute shortage in production, the general public had not been able to enjoy the festival to the fullest. Speaking at a press conference yesterday afternoon, Managing Director of the authority, Gulman Ghising, assured of adequate supply of electricity. The authority has informed it has been upgrading and maintaining the transmission line for uninterrupted supply of electricity during the festival. Nepal has received permission to export electricity to the Indian market at competitive rates. The concerned Indian state body, with the consent of the Ministry for Electricity, granted permission to Nepal Electricity Authority for cross-border electricity trade in the Indian Energy Exchange market. In the first phase, the Indian Energy Exchange IEX has granted permission to trade 39 megawatts of electricity produced by 24 megawatt Trisuli and 15 megawatt Devighat hydropowers owned by the Nepal Electricity Authority. NEA will begin exporting electricity from midnight to night from the 400 kV Talkebar Muzaffarpur cross-border transmission line. This is the first time the transmission line is being used to export electricity. The second biggest festival of the country, Tihar, also known as the Festival of Lights, has begun from today. The first day of the festival today is being observed by worshipping crows and dogs, as both Tihar and Tihar has fallen on the same day. The 5-day-long festival known as Yamapanchak is celebrated by worshipping crows, dogs, cows, among other birds and animals. The first day of Tihar festival is observed by worshipping and feeding crows that are regarded as messengers of death. Likewise, Kukur Puja is also being observed today itself by worshipping dogs. The day is dedicated to thanking dogs for their loyalty and friendship. The celebrations will continue with Lakshmi Puja, Govardhan Puja and will finally conclude with Bhaitika on the final day. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked in Bhaktapur, Sunsari, Arkakhachi, Baglung, Janakpur and Rukum about their expectations from newly appointed leaders. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
देश विकास हुनलाई युवा नेतृत्वको भूमिका महत्त्वपूर्ण छ।
देशमा केही गर्छन् कि भन्ने आशा त लिएका छौं।
गुडीगत राजनीतिबाट मुक्त गरोला
के विकास त गर्छ भन्ने हामीले लागिरहेछ।
विकसित रूपको अवधारणा लिएर अगाडि बढ्लान् भन्ने अपेक्षा गर्न चाहन्छु।
देशको चिन्तामा राजनीतिक क्षेत्रमा प्रवेश गर्यो भने उसले 50 वर्ष त्यो देशलाई केही दिन सक्छ।
जुन भइरहेछ त्यो भन्दा फरक दृष्टिकोणले काम गर्नुहुन्छ।
सकारात्मक कुरा थप्न सकिन्छ कि भनेर नै होला सबैजनामा चासो जागेको।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what you say on the public's compulsion to bribe government officials to even register birth and death? Your options: option A, maladministration; option B, unaccountable people's representatives; and option C, unaware citizens. The voting is on. Type NAWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and happy Tihar.